Beautiful soul, welcome. Welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Jade Mason, and I'm stoked that you're here. In this space, we explore relationships, sacred sexuality, witchy weavings, cosmic updates, consciousness expansion practices, ancient wisdom, storytelling, and keep it real spirituality. I'm all about blending the woo with the badass, being present with both our shadows and light, and embracing all of the messy humanness in between. This is where we make art from life itself and remember that magic can be found everywhere. Sit by the fire and have a yarn with me. There is a flame that has been burning since the dawn of time, calling us home, held in the hands of the grandmothers and the grandfathers and our star ancestors. This fire has been calling us home to remember, to gather, to be held, and to be ready for what is to come. This is a space of intention to upgrade our relationship with ourselves and with others, to dare to be wild, potent, and free. Here, by the celestial fire, ancient wisdom meets the cosmic revolution of light frequency. This is a place to reconnect with the ways of old and be resourced for what is to come. Welcome, my love. Let's dive in. I'm absolutely stoked to introduce to you my dear sisters, Simi and Claire. Simi, Claire and I have all been traversing in circles together for over 15 years. And the wisdom that both of these sisters hold within them is absolutely next level. So I wanted to introduce you to them and to just share a bit of a powwow that we have been having regarding the eclipse season that we're in at the moment, and how, of course, we can support ourselves to be aligned with our highest frequency during the current cosmic conversation. Enjoy.
We're just coming on in to have a little look-see at the eclipse moment that's happening. Beautiful Claire and Jade and me, Simi, we thought we would come together for a little discussion about what's arising with it. And so I'm going to bring the chart up and see what's happening in the planetary sky today. So today is the full moon lunar eclipse. And we were just discussing all the things, weren't we, girls?
Yeah, we're having fat chats about the cosmic conversation and where it's transiting our personal planets, which has been really interesting to witness what's happening internally for us three in our individual journeys. And yeah, we've popped some really cool pockets of realness and authenticity about what we're shifting, what's being illuminated, and yeah, how we can really access more authenticity and more of our internal peace. Because we were chatting about how there's a lot of things that feel really uncomfy, and Claire, you were sharing about some really important parts of where fear gets hold, can take hold, and bring us into these scarcity patterns. And then you and I were reflecting, because where it's transiting in our personal charts right now is the eclipse is transiting Claire's 4th house and mine and Simi's 8th house. So yeah, we've just had like an hour's long circle chatting about all of that. And what has come through is the awareness of where we are still unraveling and deprogramming ourselves from people pleasing. And when we're practicing the awareness of, okay, well, there's fear in the field, there's offense in the field, there is misunderstanding in the field, there's people are around us are allowed to think, feel, interpret, experience whatever they are experiencing. So how can we let them have their experience, but really anchor into our practices deeper so that we're fully held? And how can I shift my internal narrative so that I'm really supported while I'm shifting myself out of these old programs of not putting my needs in the center of my life and all of those things. So here's the chart.
So this is the chart, and this eclipse is happening with the sun in Leo, which is our needs and taking up space and actually being able to have a voice, to be seen, to be heard, to be, experience life in a way that we're in the fullness of it. And what's interesting, so we've been going through each of our charts because it falls in a different place for everybody in their own chart, in different aspects and different houses. And so that's been so interesting. And I can sort of see as well with the moon and the North Node conjunct with Saturn, which is about boundaries, and then Neptune, which is about no boundaries. So it's this interesting place of like feeling, being super sensitive to the other with the Neptune, that boundaryless space of where we're all one. And then the space of Saturn where we've got boundaries and we've got limitations and we've got discernment. So that feels like the flavor of this eclipse, depending on where it is in your chart uniquely, is around holding yourself in your practices, in your full expression, in your identity, and allowing the sensitivity to still be there, but not really letting it overtake you, where you care too much about what others think and you overgive and you self-sacrifice, actually, which is very Piscean, to overgive, to self-sacrifice and compromise your very seat or your very sense of well-being, which is your Leo, which is your queen. And so each of the three of us have just been sharing about that individually for us, and it's been so potent, actually. I really feel that authenticity and that realness and that real conversation, that's like what's beneath the surface.
It brings to mind how, Claire, you've been talking about being in our creative orientation. And even when we're going through these really sticky, real human things, we can still be authentic and be full color in our experience, but be in our creative orientation, which feels to me like that whole dance of Saturn and everything you were just talking about then.
Yeah, because we also, we were talking about resonance and what resonates for us. And really believing, I feel personally believing in my resonance, even if the people or the things around me are reflecting back the I think the words you said, like the tethering, or that's my word, but like from the past, like things that have happened from the past are still kind of like woven into what is our reality now. And even for me personally, it's being reflected in my home life, which is so personal. It's like, and what was my work life, that I'm literally leaning into my north node, but I'm still like in the pull of what was. And it's like, what now resonates? And it feels like the kind of this, there's like this willingness to be open, which is so Piscean and Neptune, to open to the cosmos, to open to the shifts, to the possibilities. But it's like that Saturnian structure, like you're actually still in a structure that is keeping you in scarcity, or keeping you in abuse, or keeping you in feeling misunderstood. And so when you talk about like the creative orientation, is it's being able to meet those beliefs for me personally within myself that are keeping me locked in that old program. And the people and places are reflecting that right now. And it's really uncomfortable, personally. It's really uncomfortable. But when I went below the layers, the surface of it, it's fear for me. I'm so afraid. And that's what's keeping me locked in a scarcity paradigm. And that's it's like it's showing up in my husband, it's showing up in my children, it's showing up everywhere in my most personal places. So I don't know why, but we got to this point where I was like, where's Venus in the chart? Because Venus is I think it's in Leo, and it was more like, I just like, we are the Venus roses, as women, we are roses. I feel that, I see that, I sense that. But in particular, the three of us bring our own unique fragrance and flavor and coloring of as a beautiful bunch of roses. And it's just like this invitation right now in this portal is to sit in the Venus, the temple of the Venus rose. Where's your rose at? Which aspect is your house in? And Venus is very much, and correct me if I'm not quite saying the terms, but it's, to me, it's like amplifying where the sun's at. It's like, come home, take your seat. You're safe, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're going through. Come home to the temple and sit in your throne, that Leo throne, and sit there and look and listen and be held and be witnessed by women, by people that actually resonate with your creative orientation and where you're going in the world. And this will assist us to lean in more to what is truly in alignment with my resonance, because my resonance is unique, and that's what wants to come through me. But right now I feel like we're in the serpent energy, like we're in the the underworld. It's like, go in, go down, go deep, go further. No, go further. And it's tricky. It's really, really hard to navigate. So I'm so grateful to be here with you both in resonance.
Yes, me too. So grateful.
And like you were just saying, Claire, Venus being that higher octave of the earth, it's the one that we can really get that higher lens through, where we come home, we come back to the temple and we see each other and we take our space. And Venus is that energy. It's the Venus rose. Every 8 years, Venus makes an orbit around the earth, which is the shape of a rose. It is that. And it's just moved into Leo, like 3 days ago. It was in Cancer, and it's moved into Leo. And Leo needs to be seen, it needs to be heard, it needs to be acknowledged as the specialness that it is. It's the heart of the lion, the creative flow and the resonance, and being able to express that in truth and honesty is such good medicine, and such rare medicine as well, that we were talking about. You know, there's so much like inauthenticity oftentimes that we find, you know, and what we're really talking about is including everything. We were talking about the eighth house mysteries and, you know, the unseen, and that serpentine layer, like the layer upon layer upon layer. It's like, what else is there? What else is there? What else needs to be loved back to wholeness and back to the table to take up space?
That is so delicious, because on the 15th, Venus and Mars conjoin. I think it's a conjunction, either that or it's
Yeah.
sextile. It's a yummy aspect anyway. So this is like the unity consciousness. We're stepping into the Eros Gamos within ourselves, where action and nurturing are friends, where our internal masculine and feminine is truly and beautifully supported. And, you know, you were talking about the 5-year Venus pattern where she joins, creates a rose. Inside of that, she has all of her smaller cycles. So she's in her morning star expression right now. And every time Venus and Grandmother Moon conjoin in the sky is what is known as a Venus gateway. So we're currently in the gateway of the throat chakra, and our expression and how we express our most authentic truth, needs, and feelings, all the things to do with the throat chakra, what is authentic for us, which is so beautiful because, like you said, Claire, it's that, like that dance, she's reflecting what is happening with the sun. So we're looking at sidereal astrology right now for anybody that's listening. And I love what you said, Sim, about the Leo expression. So we're kind of looking at taking what is in our heart, expressing it forward, while the cosmic conversation is actually really supporting us to sit in that beautiful balance where heart-centered leadership and heart-centered service, Leo, is taking us forward, where we can have this beautiful balance of, well, what is in resonance for me? Am I willing to allow what is no longer in resonance to fall away, to sit with my fear, to sit with the human pieces, and be really deeply authentic with that while I'm in my creative orientation as well? Because that's Leo, like that's the sovereign queen. That's the lioness walking through the jungle. She doesn't have to announce that she's a lioness. She's like, bitches, you all know I'm a lioness. Come on. You know, like she just knows who she is. And that's the difference between heart-centered leadership and ego-identified or glamour-based self-promotion. Yeah. And there's a couple of tricky aspects happening with Venus as well to be aware of. Chiron is retrograde. So that's bringing up our deep wounding. So stay in your orientation. It's when you're in your creative orientation. Stay in that space of choosing, okay, I'm choosing to allow the woundings, the stories, let them be offended, let them tell their version of it, let it happen. Just what am I willing to allow to pull from this tree of myself, and so that we can really truly be that Venus rose that the girls have been sharing about. We have all been sharing about.
And Chiron's also the key, and it rules that ability, you know, the stories that we tell ourselves is what Chiron is. And so that's important because Mercury is conjunct the sun right now as well. And so it's like, what stories are we telling ourselves? Never mind what we're telling other people, what are we telling ourselves so that we can actually really rise up and actually reclaim that space of ability to create ourselves rather than having things just happen to us or being a victim to, which is Pisces. Chiron in Pisces is that victimizer, you know, where we're playing, we're just people pleasing and we're self-sacrificing. So this Pisces Leo energy is really, really empowering and beautiful. And it's a real opportunity to be honest and to face your fears and to really acknowledge what's there, what's present, and just to allow it to all be there so that you can love yourself and let others do their thing, because you can have those boundaries of discernment where you love yourself enough to not give a shit. Not from a place of not caring for people, but just from a place of just, you know, because that's the permission that everybody needs to be in their truth, is when you're in yours. People don't like it when you people please. You think that they do, but it's actually not what people want. They want you to be you.
Wow,
And I'm
Simi.
grateful for you
Yeah,
too, because
I
I feel
couldn't.
like I can be.
Nailed it. Ba-bum. Mic drop.
Yeah, mic drop. Couldn't agree more, honey.
That's
So,
kind of the types of the things.
Yeah,
if
that feels good.
yeah, if there was, because I'm really feeling like the shadows personally, and I just want to offer this incredible medicine bundle of 3 women. If there was anyone out there that received this transmission, and they were, you know, there's a resonance for them, they're just deep within them, they're saying, yes, I'm with you, but at the same time they're struggling through domestic violence, through abuse, through narcissism, through, you know, some really hard spaces that they're even questioning, you know, where is the light? How can I be the light that I know I am? And be traveling through this portal. Like, what words or what could we offer as a really simple tool, or, you know, just a blessing, anything that wants to come through for that person or those people? Just wanting to bring that forward to you, beautiful sisters.
Yeah, I love that. Well, my next Venus Rose Circle is on the 17th, and we will be exploring the gateway of the third eye chakra. And that is a deep dive with activations, meditations, journaling, things like that. So that's my part of what I'm offering, and everyone is absolutely welcome. There's only 2 more gateways of Venus in her morning star expression. So this one is the Eros Gamos, the Sacred Union Gateway, where we get to take our staff of sovereignty and to really stand in our I know what I know about my resonance. So yeah, we'll be doing some really juicy women's business in that space. full power, activating and calling all the things in for the next month.
That is always juicy, and I will be there.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
Well,
I mean, I think that I'm not alone in that, having traversed those spaces of abuse and struggling and, power over trying to find your way. I think that's part of the rites of passage, actually. I feel like it's something that really sharpens your sword and makes you stronger, helps you know more who you are, makes you dig deeper. And I think that's what the initiation of that is. When you find yourself in a space where you need to find boundaries, you meet someone who you have to have boundaries with. And so I feel like it's an initiation. It's not easy, but I think it's where you find your strength and where you find your power. What was really helpful for me during that time when I was in the depths of it was having circle. So I 100% concur with Jade. Circles are pure magic and real medicine for the deep soul, to come to a space of non-judgment where you can just feel your feelings and not just be in the loop of making everything okay and keeping face, which is what a lot of people do. So that would be my 2 cents as well, like, sitting in a safe space, having a supportive place to go to, and just to feel and just to know that you're not just, talking shit to yourself, and it's okay to have your feelings and to actually, and the other thing, I mean, I guess what I would like to offer is like knowing thyself, which was inscribed at Oracle of Delphi and the Temple of Delphi, know thyself. And for me, that's learn your blueprint, like learn your chart, know what your needs are and what nurtures you and what supports you and how you actually alchemize your life. Like, we should have all been given our chart at birth, and it's an endless tool of support and help for me and for us. We often do this and help each other navigate through that. So there's the invitation for that, to have a reading. Yeah, saved my life, learning astrology and understanding myself and looking at it and going, oh my God, like I'm doing this and I'm meant to be doing that. And it was just so helpful to kind of sift through the wheat and the chaff.
Yeah, 100%. And Simi, like, I really, for me, your chart readings resonate, because I've been clearly shown, that the sidereal, the true astrology, or just truly where the planets are in the sky today, that's what it is. It's where they are right now today, sidereal. And adding this, this, being aware of this 13th constellation and how that impacts my chart recently with you has just been so helpful, to help me through, a very hard time I'm personally going through as well. Actually, knowing about a few kiss has enabled this deeper sort of understanding of how I traverse the world. It is like a serpent. It's fucking revelationary. Which which I guess I'm courageously going to offer, if you are seriously in need of some instant coming home to yourself, some instant clarity, some, like, I call it diamond womb frequency, like finding the frickin' diamond in the rough. I have just opened up some 30-minute sessions, at a reasonable price. If you are really feeling like you're going through hell right now and you need some support, some one-on-one support, I'm there. I'm there for you, 100%. So yeah.
Amazing. Diamond clear light wisdom is what you beautiful, just like straight to the heart. I've experienced that in you time and again. So thank you for your medicine.
Thanks, babe.
Clear. We just lost Jadee, I think.
Might lose me too.
Oh, okay.
That must be
That must be a wrap. Cool. I'll just stop that.